sometimes sit on the tower and taking pot shots, right? He was just being interviewed by a TV news crew. And he said this thing, he just went, well, I'll tell you why I'm against all this atheism. I'll tell you why. Because I don't want my grandchildren being taught at school that it's all right to get shit on your penis. Now, firstly, that means that biology classes in school have certainly moved on since I was a child. And secondly, from what I can gather, the main reason, that's not the main reason most gay men choose that lifestyle. It's not the poo element, first of all, that drew them in. It's not kind of like they go, well, I tried having sex with women, but there was no shit in their vagina. I have to have sex with men instead. I don't like it, I don't like it at all. I don't even like disco music, I wish I were dead. And when you go nose to nose with these people, they are genuinely quite terrified, because they, and then shortly after I saw Stephen Green on that, I did another TV show that he was part of. And I got asked to do a TV show in Britain, and they rang me up and said, the show is going to be, basically the debate is Britain becoming more secular? And I thought, well, that sounds very interesting, I could possibly do that. I went, yes, we're going to have a lot of religious heavyweights there, we're debating if Britain's becoming more secular. I went, okay, I'll turn up. I turn up to the show, and they go, oh, we forgot to bring you. We've changed the subject slightly. It's not now, is Britain becoming more secular? It's now, who's taking the Christ out of Christmas? I debate this every single year, and it doesn't matter how many times I go, look in the streets! Look at all the Christmas things everywhere! Hear the church bells ring! Are they there, though? Yes, they are! No. Right, so I agreed, and a moment I go in there, I go, this is not the debate I wanted. I walk into the area where we're all waiting to go on. I see many of Stephen Green's followers who are doing the normal kind of mumbling, just making up things, going, oh, they banned Christmas, you're not allowed to send a Christmas card anymore. You cannot buy a Christmas card cards are banned. There are no, but there's plenty of Christmas. No, there's not any Christmas cards. I went to a shop the other day, no Christmas cards. You couldn't buy a Christmas card. What shop was it? The butcher's. But that's not still weren't selling Christmas cards, just chops and the like, right? So you cannot buy a chocolate Yule log. You cannot buy a chocolate Yule log. The chocolate Yule log that represents the wood that made the cross for Christ. I'm not sure it does actually. I think it's just a cake. No! It represents the wood that made the cross for Christ. I don't think it. Yes, it does. Yes, I bought one the other day, and it had stigmata. That's a Swiss roll. And then I get onto the show, and the show was just an incredible. Everyone was just coming. The first woman on, there were no religious heavyweights there. There were radio presenters from Britain, right? And the first one, she says, "Well, someone is taking the Christ out of Christmas. Someone is taking the Christ out of Christmas because the other day someone rang my radio show. Someone rang my radio show, and they told me. And this is a journalistic device, by the way, which is you have to say every sentence twice, because then the second time it becomes true. It's not just me who said that, was it? It was just you said it twice. I don't think it was. She's with me. La, la, la. Right, so, and then she goes, someone rang my show, and they told me that their son, at the school nativity, had to dress as a lobster. And at that point, I realised that she had confused real life with a scene from Richard Curtis's romantic comedy, Love Actually, right? Where that instant does happen. It's from a fictional film. So it got more and more annoying, and everyone was just coming up with nonsense. They started talking about Winterval. Has this happened in Denmark? Do you have these myths about the fact that certain towns have banned Christmas and that's called something else? Have you had that yet? Because this is going on in the US and in the UK, this is happening all the time. Right? And there's the idea, basically, that supposedly the city of Birmingham had, instead of Christmas, it was replaced with Winterval. Right? It wasn't. That's not what happened. The town council suggested that maybe it would be good to have a 5-month festival over the winter months called Winterval to lure people towards the shops. Right? That was the main thing that they'd done. But they hadn't banned Christmas in any way. So I explained this to the two speakers. I said, well, actually, Christmas wasn't banned in Birmingham. In fact, Christmas is going on now in Birmingham. I've actually checked. There are church services which are going on in Birmingham, and they are run by the council. So yes, there is Christmas. And then this very arrogant man turned to me and he went, you should get your facts right, chummy. Because Winterval happens in Luton. stood up like a kind of crazed man in the park, and I went, "No! Winterval happens in Birmingham, Luminos happens in Luton." At which point that I realised I was debating with a radio shock jock over the different geographical locations of fictions invented by the press. There would be as much logic in me going, "No, Nick Ferrari shock jock, the wardrobe that leads to Narnia is in Liverpool, not Manchester." Which is why I stopped going on those shows unless asked. And then, so this is why I had to turn to, somewhere, here she is. There's Richard Feynman, good man. Anne Coulter, we're going to have a reading from Anne Coulter later on. This is from her book, Godless. No, it's fantastic. Godless, the Church of Liberalism, one of my favourite comments here. The liberals believe that abortion is mandatory. So there we go. Just one of those moments. This is facts don't matter anymore. That woman I mentioned before, Melanie Phillips, right? In science at the moment, there's some incredible debates going on. There is a man called James Delingpole in the United Kingdom who is fervently against the idea there's any man-made contribution to global warming, right? He thinks that climate change is not happening due to anything to do with man. And I've recently had this kind of change in my life. When I hit 40, and I love getting to 40, by the way, because when I was younger, I tried to fit in. It's great. Once you get to 40, you go, "Fuck it, no, this is me, and I'm going to walk through the streets tutting at people loudly." It's a fantastic moment. I'm going to go round art galleries and look at things and go, "What a piece of shit," out loud, and I don't care. I actually did do that in the Tate Modern in London. I looked at someone and went, "Oh, for fuck's sake." And this woman went, "We did hear that," and I went, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but for fuck's sake." And I'm not angry all the time. It's just that I can be angry when I really want to be angry now, because I have this kind of two sides. One side of me, I have a 2-year-old son, and my 2-year-old son, this is going to sound terrible, but he is better than all the other children. I'm really sorry, some of you are parents, but he is better than all the other children. And I know that part of the reason I'm saying that is because obviously he is, a vehicle for my genes, which I no longer put in his birthday card. But he genuinely, I trained him before he was 2, he has a little turtle he plays in the bath, and just before he turned 2, we started this game. Every time he picks up the turtle, I go, "Archie, who eats turtles?" And he goes, "Charles Darwin, Charles Darwin." Genuinely true, he does that. And he does it with little jazz hands as well, which I think would make science so much more popular on television. More jazz hands, and as you can see, this is wave particle duality. That would be a good thing. That would be. I'll talk about Tycho Brahe later on. The new one is I can now go, "Archie, who knows why apples fall?" He goes, "Isaac Newton." And actually, the best thing he did, apart from he learned to say fuck when he was 16 months old. And in context, I might add. Any child can swear, but he was building a thing from bricks, and the bricks fell over, and he went, "Fuck." And my wife looked at me, and she went, and then my mother-in-law was there, who's a very cool nursery school teacher, and she went, "Well, I think that is brilliant." And my wife went, "What do you mean brilliant?" She said, "For the first time." She went, "Yes, 16 months old and already using the F phonic. He's very advanced." And so those moments, those are the moments that I love, and that's where, in fact, when I'm watching him develop, when I just see his excitement about the world, that he doesn't worry about judgment. He can ask any question. The problem we all have as human beings is we eventually get embarrassed about asking questions because maybe we're going to look stupid. And of course, the greatest scientists, they've never really cared. When I look at my son now, just before I came over here, just the thing that he doesn't worry about judgment because he's only 2 years old. And he was watching television. This to me was fantastic. He was sitting on his potty, eating some crisps and watching the television. Because he doesn't care about judgment. You can't do that once you're in your 20s. But when you're a child, you can just sit there and you go, "I've got a very busy day, and there are 3 things that I need to do. I need a snack, I need to watch the television, and I need a poo." I'm sorry about this, everyone, but that's the way it's going to go. He doesn't get, when he's running, we run around the park just singing songs going, "Oinkle boinkle, oinkle boinkle, he's a mushroom man. Hello lady, what's your name? Wendy, bye!" It's fantastic. He doesn't care who he approaches, all that joy, and yet one day that's going to leave him. One day he's going to be running around the park going, "Oinkle boinkle, oinkle." What on earth am I doing? And who put me in these dungarees? But it's just fantastic. Even now though, there's judgment. I found this incredible.